Is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS AM 1160 and 101.1 FM. And in the studio with us here this morning, Beth Finegan. She's the president of the board of the Indiana County Humane Society. And Bob Nastase with us as well. He's the VP. Let's say good morning. Hi.
Good morning, folks.
Good morning.
It's good to have you both with us here today. It's such a wonderful organization. How old is Indiana County Humane Society? Decades.
Yeah.
Our original charter started back in the 50s.
In the 1950s?
Yeah.
Wow, that is tremendous. And doing wonderful work for all of those years. Now, of course, the Newt Diggs at Long Airport. How is it out there lately? I've not been out there lately. Last time I was there, I think we donated a whole bunch of blankets and things.
Oh, sure. Yeah. It's wonderful out there. We continue to do improvements. We've had a Boy Scout do his Eagle Scout project out there last spring. On one of the gardens, he laid brick pavers. And then we've had donations from other community businesses to do landscaping in other parts. On the inside, Bob,
we put up some plaques and things to designate donations to the different rooms. We've started a little retail store where we sell leashes and pet items. We moved into the building in the fall of 2014, and that was a big adjustment for us. I think in the summer of 2015, we had a plea in the paper that we were having financial difficulties, but we have a very aggressive, energetic board and do lots of fundraising, and we're on pretty stable ground now. We have wonderful volunteers, very, very good volunteers.
You know, it's interesting that you talk about that. I remember gathering in an open field at that location for the groundbreaking many years ago. Now, in terms, many years ago, it's kind of hard to believe it's been open that long. Yeah. And just thinking what a wonderful facility it would be compared to where you were before, the building that served its purpose, the barn. But the whole idea of the Humane Society and the way that it operates now, in comparison with the traditional picture that people might have of animals locked up in cages and staring forlornly at you as you walk in, it's a whole different experience for the animals, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is. Yeah, we have, as Bob mentioned, wonderful volunteers and certainly an outstanding staff that take care of these animals day in and day out. People come out to the shelter to visit with the animals and hang out in the cat colony. Volunteers walk the dogs all day long. We have a wonderful play yard, and about a year ago, a roof was put on the play yard outside by a carpentry class from ICTC. So, yeah, I mean, we just continue to make improvements to make the whole experience of the dogs and cats and other animals that come to our shelter be as best as it can be.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk right now about membership in the Indiana County Humane Society. Your membership campaign is going on right now, correct?
Yep, we're kicking it off at our 2019 membership drive, and we appreciate you having us on here to talk about it. Annual memberships are at various levels. It's $40 for an individual, $70 for a family. We also have levels of $100 for a humane companion, and then $1,500 for a lifetime membership. And each of these comes with perks, including our monthly e-newsletter, a vinyl car decal, and one half-price adoption fee.
There you go.
There's also perks at the higher levels, discounts at our shelter store, and this year we've started $10 or $5 off admissions to our bingo games that are every Sunday at the Elks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we hope for a lot of support on our membership drive, and wanted to let your listeners know a little bit more about all that we do at the Indiana County Humane Society.
Yeah, absolutely. Bob, for people who are not aware of what the Humane Society is, what it does, how many animals are cared for on an annual basis or on even on a daily basis, fill in some of those details for us, if you would.
Well, currently there are 207 cats at the shelter, and there are 25 dogs. Our purpose and goal is to provide a safe haven to injured and abused and unwanted animals until we can find them a forever home. Thus far, I think last week when I checked the numbers, in 2019 we had adopted out 37 cats and 24 dogs. We provide, the medical attention that they need, and of course, food, water, shelter. As Beth said, they get, in terms of the dogs, they get walked twice a day. We have a lot of volunteer dog walkers that come down. There's a man that drives from Punxsutawney down several days a week and walks dogs. He walks every dog. It's volunteers like that make the place go.
Yeah. And when you think about where the animals come from that end up at the Humane Society, they can be really from anywhere. And they can come in some pretty sad conditions as well. And nurturing them back to health is a part of what you do. And the spaying and neutering is also very important, isn't it?
Yes, we started in the fall of last year a TNR program, which is a trap, neuter, and return program for feral and free-roaming cats. We collaborated with SNP and Four-Footed Friends, and in the late summer, early fall, we fixed and released 58 cats back to their surrounding. Our purpose in doing that is to try and turn the faucet off. From May till September, we'll get 30 litters of kittens into the shelter, which is a real strain on resource. So we're gonna begin that again in the spring. We hope to do 300 to 500 feral and free roaming cats this year to try and turn that proverbial faucet off.
Mm-hmm. And Beth, of course, when these animals come in, as I said, they could be in any number of different conditions, and nurturing them back to health in as many cases as possible is an important part of your mission.
Absolutely. Animals, just like you say, they come to us under various circumstances. It might be that someone has passed away and the surviving family can't care for the pet. It might be a situation where an animal is found abandoned, and we recover that animal. It might be a humane officer case where it's reported to us that there's some neglect or abuse happening. Last year we had the Trade City 24 dogs, and that was just a remarkable story. I'll let Bob tell you more about that. He was right there on day one rescuing them.
It was April 25th. We got a humane call into the shelter of dogs in a garage in the Trade City area. So we fund and provide to the county 2 humane officers. They initially went out on call, and there was at the time I just happened to stop at the shelter after my work day, and they told me what was going on, and I said, well, the next time she calls, I said, let me know if she needs anything. So I drove the rescue truck up, and in the next 3 days, they rescued 24 dogs from that garage. We kept 15 of them. 7 went to Action for Animals down in Latrobe Dairy area. 2 went to Four-Footed Friends. Well over half of them are adopted. We have some videos of them in their new homes, and it's just remarkable that an animal can go from where it was to laying on a sofa being petted. It's just amazing.
Yeah, it involved a whole lot of rehabilitation, and our staff and volunteers had to focus a lot of attention on these beautiful dogs, and one by one they became more acclimated to interfacing with humans, and were ready to be adopted.
Beth Finegan and Bob Nastase from the Indiana County Humane Society with us here this morning on Indiana in the Morning. Of course, the membership campaign helps you to raise the funds in order to stay in operation, and that's very, very important. So let's start there when we talk about fundraising for the Humane Society. How does someone become a member? What must they do?
Okay, so to become a member of the Humane Society, you can either stop by our shelter, and we certainly encourage that for everybody to come by, visit with the animals, see our new shelter if they haven't been there before. At the front desk there, membership brochures. that they can fill out. And another way would be to visit our Humane Society website, which is at www.incohumanesociety.com. So that's INCO, humanesociety.com. And that is certainly part of our fundraising efforts that we do each year. And there are many other events that go on. Coming up soon, we have our Spring Gun Bash.
Mm-hmm.
That's March 2nd. It'll be held at Altman Fire Hall.
Oh, that's very soon then.
Yeah, and again, this goes back to all the volunteers that we are blessed with. Without our volunteers, we wouldn't be able to do half of the fundraising that we do. Every Sunday, we run a bingo at the Elks. Beth and I were just there last night at Sunday night bingo. We have 2 gun bashes, one in the spring and one in the fall. We have a flea market, usually in May, down at the fairgrounds. We have a cash bash in the summer at Red Barn Sportsman's Club. We have Cause for Paws in September. We sell raffle tickets throughout the year. Right now we have a Penguins ticket, $250 gift card, and a $75 gift card to a restaurant in Pittsburgh. Just very energetic board and group to raise the money.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also partner with area organizations. The Moose each early summer do a barbecue that we're starting to plan for, and Benjamin's does the Yappy Hours for us during the summer, the second Thursday of each.
They do a lot.
They do. They sure do. We're so thankful for them and their support, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I saw on the sheet here, it said there's a penguin raffle. I thought, wow, the Humane Society's raffling off penguins. But then I figured it out, Bob. I'm not as dumb as I look. Well, I probably am. But those are just some of the events. And of course, you mentioned website. That's obviously a great place, or Facebook as well, to check in with the Humane Society, see what's going on. We have just a couple of seconds left. What else do people need to know about Humane Society here this morning?
We are not the face that we used to be. We have reinvented ourselves. In 2018, we had a 95% save rate. We operate an open shelter, meaning that any animal that comes to the door, injured, lost, regardless of breed, we've taken in chickens, rabbits, rats, snakes, turtles. Just in terms of the dogs and cats, we have a 95% save rate, meaning that all of those animals have survived and have been or are up for adoption. I think that's an important thing for people to come to understand about us as a Indiana County Humane Society.
Absolutely. All right. Check them out, website, Facebook, and like we said, Beth, we'll get you back here, and we'll have some regular updates on the Humane Society's work.
Thank
here
you.
in
We
Indiana
look
County.
forward to that.
We appreciate you coming in today.
Thank you very much.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160 and 101.1